on a rainy day at Magic Kingdom to tell you about all the different skip the line services that you can use at Walt Disney World. Now, keep in mind, Disney's always growing and making changes, so some things might be subject to change. So if you're watching this video down the road, just know that there could be changes, but this is what is in place at time of filming.
I'd like to start this video by going over 5 terms that you're going to need to know before your trip to Walt Disney World. You're going to want to know the 2 types of lines that are available right now at Walt Disney World. The first being the standby line, and the second being the Lightning Lane. You also are going to want to know about the different types of pay-to-skip-the-line services that you can buy at Walt Disney World. This includes Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, Lightning Lane Single Pass, and Lightning Lane Premier Pass. You also may want to know about virtual queues. Although, when this video releases, there is not a virtual queue ride at Walt Disney World. There have been in the past, and sometimes when new rides open up, they offer a virtual queue. Standby lines are free to access with your park ticket. These are just your standard lines. And when you open your My Disney Experience app and see a wait time posted, that is the predicted wait for the standby line. You do not have to make a reservation to enter a standby line, and you can enter it as late as 1 minute before park closing. Lightning lanes are the lines that you enter when you're using one of the pay-to-skip-the-line services. You may still have to wait in these lines, but typically the wait is shorter than in the standby lines. When using Lightning Lane Multi-Pass or Lightning Lane Single Pass, you need to book a return time to use the Lightning Lane and return during that time. Second disclaimer, the next part of this video is going to be very heavy on information about the Lightning Lane systems. If you already understand these systems, you can skip ahead to my rainy day at the Magic Kingdom and see how I'm using these systems while I'm in the parks. If you want to know more about the systems though, here it is where I'm going to break it all down for you. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass is one of Disney's pay-to-skip-the-line services, and honestly is probably the one that I use the most. The price of Lightning Lane Multi-Pass depends on the day that you're going and the park that you are going to. It tends to be more expensive on higher demand days, and also tends to be more expensive in parks like Magic Kingdom as opposed to the Animal Kingdom. Here is a random example of the pricing on a random date, March 23rd. Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Magic Kingdom have a tiered system for booking Lightning Lanes. When you make your first selections, you can choose 1 Tier 1 attraction and 2 Tier 2 attractions at these parks. The Tier 1 attractions tend to be some of the more popular attractions in these parks. Once you scan into your first attraction, the tiered system then goes away and you can book other Tier 1 attractions. Animal Kingdom currently does not have a tiered system, but there are a lot of changes coming to Animal Kingdom, so who knows if this may change in the future. Lightning Lane Multi-Pass gives you access to most of the Lightning Lanes in each park, except for the Lightning Lane Single Pass attractions in that park. We will talk about those in a minute. As I mentioned, once you scan into a ride, you can book another Tier 1 attraction in that park, even if the ride you scanned into was a Tier 2 attraction. Also, if you have a park hopper ticket, then you can book rides in other parks once you scan into the first attraction. You do not have to pay an extra fee other than the extra cost of your park hopper ticket to use Lightning Lane Multi-Pass in other parks. You only pay the cost for the first park that you go to. One tactic I like to use is to book something that I have been terming a Catalyst Lightning Lane. This is not an official Disney term. This is a less in demand Lightning Lane that I book early in the morning. That way I can go ahead and scan into it and unlock those other Tier 1s and park hopping. You can book Lightning Lane Multi-Pass as a resort guest 7 days before the start of your trip for your entire trip. If you are a non-resort guest, then you can book 3 days before that individual park day. Let's talk about Lightning Lane Single Pass. This is where you can individually purchase Lightning Lanes for select rides. These are some of the most in-demand attractions at Disney World and some of the rides that get the longest lines. Like Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, pricing is dependent on what day you are going and the attraction that you're choosing. Also, like with Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, resort guests can book 7 days in advance for their entire vacation. Non-resort guests will be able to book 3 days before their park day. Now, there are currently, at time of filming, 5 Lightning Lane single passes offered throughout Walt Disney World. However, you can only book 2 single passes per day. This service can be used by itself, or you can use it along with Lightning Lane Multipass. For the Magic Kingdom, you have 2 Lightning Lane single pass options. The first is Tron Lightcycle Run. Here, you enter the grid on the back of a Lightcycle. It is one of the newest rides at Walt Disney World. The other option at Magic Kingdom is Seven Dwarf Mine Train. This is an extremely popular roller coaster themed attraction that is themed to the story of Snow White, and you get to go through the mine and just see all this beautiful scenery. Over in Epcot, you have one of the most popular attractions in all of Disney World, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This is a first of its kind omnicoaster roller coaster attraction that is unlike anything else. In the Animal Kingdom, the Lightning Lane single pass attraction is Flight of Passage. This is located in Pandora, and you ride on the back of a Banshee. It is a motion simulator type attraction that is a load of fun. And over in Galaxy's Edge at Hollywood Studios, we have Rise of the Resistance as the individual Lightning Lane. This is by far one of the most technologically advanced, immersive rides I have ever ridden. While you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to enjoy it, it is very popular with the Star Wars fans. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Lightning Lane Premier Pass. This is Disney's most expensive skip the line option. Like the other options, the pricing is date-based and also depends on which park you are going. Here are some of the prices for that random date in March that I showed you earlier. Now, personally, these prices are a little bit higher than I would want to spend. However, I could see myself purchasing this maybe for some sort of ride challenge or for research purposes just so that I could better explain it. But for everyday use, this is not something I could see myself purchasing. That being said, other people have different priorities, and this could be in your budget. And there are some great perks to purchasing Lightning Lane Premier Pass. If you had an extremely limited amount of time at the parks and want to see how much you can possibly do, this would be the way to probably do the most. Lightning Lane Premier Pass offers one-time entry to all the Lightning Lanes in a park. You are guaranteed every Lightning Lane in that park. That is huge. Also, you do not need to make return times for these attractions. You can just go to them at any time you want and scan into the Lightning Lane. Another big perk, because you can do all the rides in the order that you want to do them in, whereas with Lightning Lane Multipass, you might be at Haunted Mansion and see a great return time for Space Mountain and have to go all the way to Tomorrowland. Whereas with this, you could go land by land and reduce the number of steps. At the time of me filming, there is no park hopper option to Lightning Lane Premier Pass. You are buying it for one park. In that one park, though, you are getting all of the Lightning Lane Multipass options and the Lightning Lane Single Pass options. And if you are park hopping, you could still buy Lightning Lane Multipass or Lightning Lane Single Pass in another park. And just like with Multipass and Single Pass, resort guests can purchase 7 days before their stay, and non-resort guests can purchase 3 days before their park day. Have you used Premier Pass? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, quickly I want to touch on virtual queues before we head into the Magic Kingdom. When this video releases, there will be no virtual queues at Walt Disney World. However, in the past, virtual queues have been used when new rides open. The main reason I'm including this in the video is there is a reimagined test track opening up in the summer of 2025. I would not be surprised if this attraction had a virtual queue when it opens. With virtual queues, you have to log in on the My Disney Experience app at a certain time and join the queue. You will then receive a return time, usually about an hour return window. Virtual queues are not an extra charge, and they are not a skip the line service. They just allow you to get in the standby line for that attraction. I have also seen virtual queues be used in the past for merchandise for Run Disney events or also for special pass holder sales. So just keep in mind when you're going to Disney to know if there are any virtual queues that you need to know about. This morning, I made my first Lightning Lane Multipass for the teacups. I did that so that I can go ahead and go and scan in at the teacups because it was the earliest Lightning Lane available, and then make another Tier 1 selection. Unlike at Disneyland, at Walt Disney World, the Mad Tea Party is covered, so I'll not be getting rained on while I'm riding the teacups.
just got off the teacups. I didn't film. A random dad and his son got on my teacup with me, so I felt a little awkward filming. And I don't think they spoke English because they didn't say anything, so it's not like I could even ask them. So I am going to, while I was in line, I got Space Mountain for a little bit later, and I also was able to refresh and pull my Tiana's Bayou adventure up till about now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Frontierland, get some Tiana's 𝐤𝐤𝐥𝐬s because I haven't had breakfast yet, and then hopefully ride Tiana's Bayou adventure, and hopefully the rain will kind of slow down while I'm eating my 𝐤𝐤𝐥𝐬s. When this video comes out, Tiana's Bayou adventure will be available by standby and by Lightning Lane Multipass. I booked it with Lightning Lane Multipass. It is a ride that I highly recommend making one of your first priorities when you're booking Lightning Lane Multipass. If you're trying to for sure ride it, because it is one that I've noticed is going very quickly. Also, while I was eating the beignets, I kept refreshing on my Pirates time, and I was able to move it forward to 12:30, so that's great. Put all my electronics away and head on over to Pirates of the Caribbean. I'll see y'all there.
Show yourself, you miserable cur. That's Paula's face with ears.
Alright, let's head to Tron Lightcycle ride. This is an individual Lightning Lane I purchased for today. It was $20, which is kind of expensive. But this weekend, it's been having a 2-hour-long standby wait. So I am very happy to skip that line. And I'm going to walk along the back of Frontierland because I think there's going to be a rainy day parade, and I've never got to see one, so I'd like to see that. Goofy! I am so excited that I got to see that. Now it's time to get Tron Lightcycle run. I did not bring my chest harness, and you can't film without a chest harness. So I'll be inserting some previously recorded footage from when I did have my chest harness in. But Tron Lightcycle Run is one of the newest rides at the Magic Kingdom, and it is a individual Lightning Lane and a standby line. Like I said, the standby line has been very long, so keep that in mind when you're coming. That is such a fun and smooth roller coaster. Now I'm headed to Space Mountain. It is another one you cannot film on. I'm off of Space Mountain. That was fun. Now I'm headed to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. It's still raining outside, so I'm trying to do most of my recording inside. I'm sorry if the rain is making the quality of the video less, but it's also fun to see some of the rainy day stuff. Does anyone else get somewhat nervous about the closeness of the tracks on Space Mountain? Like, I know it's fine. I've ridden the whole ride with my hands up before. I've been fine. But I always tuck my hair into the back of my shirt because I'm so afraid I'll get scalped. And I know that's silly and I know it won't happen, but what are your weird fears at Disney? While I was waiting in line, I went ahead and planned my day. Now that is a great thing to do because it will show you your priorities more frequently on the app and up closer to the top. I sometimes do it midway through the day though because I like to see what rides I haven't gotten. Okay, I'm headed to Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. Tell you, I'm really dreading being wet on the plane. Okay, I think it's time for some lunch, so I'm gonna head over to Casey's Corner. I've been relaxing under this umbrella for a while now. It's still raining. The nice thing about my Lightning Lane multipass is that I have extra time to just sit and relax. But now I'm headed to the Little Mermaid ride. See you there. All right, I am going to head in for the day. I really enjoyed making this video. I enjoyed spending the time in the rain, believe it or not. But I am worried that this rain is going to affect traffic and my flight, like getting to the airport. So I am going to go ahead and head in. If you look at my phone screen, I recorded it. You can see that there are still plenty of Lightning Lanes available for later in the day, even. So yeah, if I wanted to, I could ride more right now, but I'm just kind of anxious about getting to the airport. Also, some Lightning Lane multi-passes opened up for both Tron and Seven Dwarf Mine Train. Both of these were sold out earlier in the day. I hope this video was helpful for you in planning your Disney vacation with the updates to virtual queues going away, and also, not a few months ago, Premier Pass coming out. If it was, make sure you give it a thumbs up and go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos.